Give two per person. Two per person. All right. Arthur is helping pass out some scratch paper because some of you guys have problem translate for you building your own skill to the skill like I have doing. So so I'm gonna give you those scratching papers so that way you have no problem translate from one side to the other side. So first thing I want you to actually practice or make sure that you know how to graph is the secant and cosecant graph. So I'm gonna start with the thing says I'm gonna want you to use that, and I want says, I want you to graph -2 cosecant of 2x. I have more. Pi over 2 -1. Oh, actually, I'm gonna do secant. Okay, so I want you to graph this on this sheet of paper. This sheet of paper. So make sure everybody grabs the same thing. So actually, in a way, that will help Nicholas and Devin as well. Secant is not a sign. I changed it. I changed it. Because it's usually harder to grab cosecant, secant than. So use this paper to graph it.
Can I open the window over there?
You can open both. It's kind of hot.
Unit 4 is extra bad. Unit 4 was border. I still need more.
Yeah, I have more.
We don't get so bad out. Like the average of the class is like a.
Girl, I was right. Same thing. You got 42 out of 50.
Ala, have a seat.
He was like, I got it 46.
I'm not going to give you 5 minutes to finish this graph. Hurry up.
Oh, it's hard to look. It's like probably. Yeah, they were first.
Thank you.
Minimum wage.
Minimum wage.
Oh.
Graph on your own and then check with another person and check on decimal. And if you can, write down where's all the asymptote. Not only one asymptote, but where's all the asymptote. And then we're going to go to a tangent graph. Once we go over this is a good summary of everything. Because they talk about cosine, they talk about sine, they talk about secant, they talk about cosecant. I will probably use the one with each one is a pi over 4. I think that should be good. Okay, check with each other and check on decimals. Make sure you're right. Roger, you okay?
You're way too nice.
First of all, did anybody forgot to factor out 2? Everybody did? Okay, that's good. Try to use pencil to graph so you can erase it. Get a chance. Unless you know absolutely you're right. Check on decimals after you're done. Check with your friends.
I'm trying to make my graph flow.
Flowy.
Yeah.
Not a straight line.
Yeah. Sure you got mad at me.
I did not get mad at you.
Yeah,
I just fussed at you.
this is
Trust me, mad is sound different.
okay.
Yeah, you've never seen him mad.
I'm a great hit.
Also, have you seen me
I
mad?
believe so. I hope so. That was you upset. Holy shit.
No, that happened. You
I've
haven't.
heard rumors.
You never seen me.
I don't understand how you got
Like Mr. Cool had
two times.
No, my okay. Me and Mr. Puhang. I remember one day like Puhang is. I remember one year Puhang was like not really happy with me, and I went to confront him. And I was like, "Why are you not happy with you? We are the basically the same person." He's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "What do you mean by that?" And I said, "We both threw a desk across the classroom before," and he started laughing.
Dude, he's way worse than you. He's way worse anger issues.
No, I have anger issue.
Dude, have you seen Mr. Puline?
Mr. Fruheim decided today in first period I'm just no longer gonna teach in that class.
Yeah, he does that.
There
Yeah.
was like a girl that was like falling asleep and he got so mad that he said he's not teaching first period.
Yeah, Mr. Yeah, you didn't stop teaching us because I was falling asleep.
Wait, Puhang, you are you, Devin? Puhang, you are you? Oh.
You like yell at me if something go to the bathroom, wake up.
That's the same thing I do to Devin.
I got this one.
All right. And how many of you guys already finished? All right, good, good. So I'm gonna start off right. So I'm gonna start by looking at this as a cosine graph rather than secant graph because cosine and secant are inverse to each other. Not only that, you guys once you got an answer, guys listen to me. Once you got an answer, please write down where all the asymptote is, because AP exam will ask you that, and including the competition was asking like that as well. So I'm gonna treat it as a -2 cosine of 2x minus pi over 4 minus 1. So hopefully you did all that. If you factor out 2, that will help you a lot. Now, I'm going to start with graphing this. Why did I ask you graph secant? Because you have to graph both graphs. So let's just say this, right? M/2. Again, I'm going to write down something. M/2 for the cosine graph is absolute value -2 is equal to 2. However, guys, I need you to pay attention towards me. M/2 for the secant is none. None for secant. Please do not tell me that there is M/2 for secant. There's no M/2. There's no M/2 for secant, cosecant, tangent, cotangent. There's no M/2. Okay, but there is amplitude for cosine. We need a cosine to graph secant. That's why we say there's amplitude for cosine. So this is cosine only, and this is none for secant. Now a midline, which is the one that use like highlighter to graph y equal to -1, which is fine. Okay, so that's good. Period. Well, period is always 2 pi over b, so it's 2 pi over 2, that's equal to pi over 4. 1/4 periods, guess what, is equal to, no, so this is pi, and this is pi over 4, okay? Now, shift, phase shift is gonna be, right pi over 4. Now, according to the scale that I have on the paper, one side have a scale of pi over 4. Do you see that pi over 4? Because they have pi over 2. Half of pi over 2 is pi over 4. Is that okay? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to use that one. So if I use that one, that's going to give you a... Each one is pi over 4, so I'm going to give you a -1. So -1 is going to be right here. Y equal to -1. That's the midline, I think. Yeah. Okay. Now I am going to start at pi over 4 to the right. So since each one is pi over 4, each one's pi over 4, and that's why you got this one's pi over 2 like this, and this one's 3 pi over 4, and this is a pi. So since it's that like this, I'm going to go to this line here to start off. So I'm going to use this line to start off. Okay, so this is a new x-axis. Now it's going to be -2 cosine. So cosine start at a peak or trough? Or midline? It start at midline? It start at trough. And every quarter period is going to have a change, right? Is that okay? Every quarter period, there's change. And those change. And those change. Those change. Those change. Those change. This change. This change. Is that okay? I did shift pi over 4. I did shift right pi over 4. Yeah, that's a no. This is a the blue line is the axis. This is a y axis. This is x axis. Is that okay? So I shifted there and I start with -2. Is that okay? Now I'm gonna graph secant, so that means I'm gonna draw the asymptote. This is asymptote here. 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 This is asymptote here, and then just graph accordingly, like this. Any question about this part? How many of you guys have it right? How many of you guys have it wrong? Can you tell me what you did wrong? Devin, can you tell me what wrong?
I thought x minus pi over 4 would be the opposite way.
Yeah, it's always inside equal to 0. Inside parentheses is opposite. So that's fine. So you should be lucky like you didn't take a test. And you actually know this. But that's okay. Is this okay? Yes, Nicholas?
Oh. Between short periods.
So you had to be careful with that, yes. All right, so is this okay? Now, what is my old asymptote? All asymptote is going to be what? So let's say all asymptote is equal to the first asymptote occur at where? Pi over 2, right? Pi over 2, right? Because this one is the first one on the right of the y-axis. And this one's at pi over 2. So it's pi over 2 plus half the period. So it's a half a period because each period has 2 asymptotes. Because that's how a secant graph is going to 2 asymptote. What is a half of the period? It's a pi over 2, right? So it'd be pi over 2 plus n times pi over 2. Why is n? N is all the natural numbers, so it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 91, 92, 93. So this is all the asymptote. What is domain in this case? Well, domain is anything except those 2 values. What's a range? What would be a range in this case? -3 to actually negative infinity to -3. Is that okay? And from 1 to infinity. This one's asymptote. Actually, this one's this. Is that okay? And this is a range. Range is basically where the blue part of the graph is, not the green part, because we're talking about secant. So that means is this region above or this region below? Are we okay here?
Straight A.
Yes.
Why can't you just do n times 1 or pi over 2?
You can. Yeah, because the first asymptote is actually, you can say at 0.
Yeah.
So technically, what he says is actually correct as well. So 0 plus n pi over 2. That's also be correct. Yes, actually that would be a better answer, to be honest.
What's stopping you from just choosing any asymptote for it?
I usually pick the one on the right, but here I think Julian is right. Is the first asymptote should be at 0, and just do 0 plus n pi over 2.
On the test, if I put the 1 to the right of like the original point,
That's fine. But the problem is on multiple choice, sometimes they will, I think, more likely to be this one than this one, because the first asymptote is actually stored at 0, not stored at pi over 2. Because 0 is closer to 0 than pi over 2 closer to 0.
Pi over 2 just being complicated.
Yeah, this one's more complicated. I don't say let's mark out this one. Let's do this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Julian. You saved my brain.
Is this okay? Okay, so what do we need to know for tangent and cotangent? Here's what we need to know. Y equal to tangent graph. The tangent graph has asymptote of, so there was no amplitude, always no amplitude. Is there any period? Yes. Period is gonna be, remember, is a pi over b. So tangent and cotangent is equal to pi over b rather than 2 pi over b. So you have to have that memorized. Is this okay? It's pi over b rather than 2 pi over b. Okay? Yeah, it's just for fun. Okay, so 1/4 period is going to be normal and the shift is going to be normal. So, and the way to think about tangent, the parent graph, which is tangent graph, it's always tangent graph is always a period, but it's a period from the front. So pi over 2, negative pi over 2, and pi over 2. And so this one is going to be like this. Tangent of 0 is going to be 0. Tangent of pi over 4 is what? What is tangent of pi over 4? 1. What's tangent of negative pi over 4? -1, right? So this is going to be like this. Is that okay? And then I'm going to go through 4 spaces again, which is this one is going to be, I'm going to add another period. So it's going to be 3 pi over 2. And this is pi. And this is 3 pi over 4. And this is going to be like this. Is this okay? So imagine that this is a, let's give it a drawing. This is me as a person, right? If I stretch out as much as I can, this how I would, the center is going to be the 0. And if I stretch out as I can, that's going to be asymptote. I cannot reach further than where my hand is, my palm is. I cannot reach here, like it's too far, because that's as far as I can reach, right? It's going to go half period and half period. Is that okay? So what would be a negative tangent graph look like? What if today is negative? The negative is going to be this way. Is that okay? So this is a negative tangent graph. I put it in graphics so one graph is not going to be confused. Is y equal to negative tangent graph? Is that okay? So that's negative. It just inverted. Okay, just inverted. So if do I want to make it? I'll make a different graph. So I'm gonna copy this. copy, and paste, and for tangent graphs, basically the same thing, but tangent graph is going to be this negative tangent.
So you told me cotangent?
No, it's not cotangent. We're going to talk about cotangent in a second. Is that okay? So it'd be negative tangent. Okay, so how about, can I graph this? Tangent of 3x. What do you think tangent of 3x is going to do? You think it's spread out wider or it's going to shrink? Who will shrink? Raise your hand. Who will bigger? More wider?
Nah, don't vote, guys.
Okay, who will, I don't know.
Where are the friends?
Okay, so tangent of 3x. It's actually gonna compress. It's gonna become smaller, and I'm gonna show you why. So remember, what is my period here? Pi over 3, right? So now, what do I have to do? Then on this side, it's gonna be actually pi over 6. Why is pi over 6? Because from here, negative pi over 6 to pi over 6 has to be like this. Because you know that whole period is going to be pi over 3. So that means half a period from the front and half period from the back. And that's my asymptote right here. And that's the graph like right here. Is that okay? It's going to go front half period and back half period. It's that okay?
Yeah.
So tangent graph is going to be start in the middle, go front half period and front back period. Because it's pi over 3. You want to figure out what a half period is? That's going to go to the half period, and that's going to go to half period, which is pi over 6 plus pi over 6 is equal to pi over 3. If you don't believe me, look at this. Look at this. 10 of what? 10 of 3x is going to look like this. And if you cannot tell, guys, I need you to pay attention here. You can change this thing, the step, into pi. And then you see that axis becomes pi, right? And also, how do I graphing? Y equal to, no, x equal to pi over 3. No, pi over 6, sorry, I lied. And this is your asymptote. Do you see that asymptote? This is asymptote. And x equal to negative pi over 3? Negative pi over 6, sorry. And it's going to be like, look like this. And you see that this is a one period. So negative pi over 6 to positive pi over 6. What's the whole period? Pi over 3. And you can even tell from here to here. Is this okay?
You know that. You know it's gonna be pi.
Because we know it's going to go.
Okay.
Hey, y'all need to be nice to each other.
That's fine.
From here to here, it has to be pi over 3. Now remember, from here to here is a half a period. Here's a half period. So it's a pi over 3 divided by 2. So it'll be pi over 6. Is that okay? So I want you to grab this. Tangent of 3/4 x. What do you tangent of 3/4 x? So how many guys are done? Tangent of 3, 4x. Done. Okay, we need more. Okay, so about 1/3 of class. Arthur.
I did it.
Good. Okay, so tangent of 3/4 of x. How many of you guys have not done? Okay, Nicholas, what do you have problem with? Okay, so how do I get the exact period? Pi over 3/4, right? So pi times 4/3, right? So 4 pi over 3. Do we know that this 4 pi over 3 is takes whole periods? Now, how do we figure out how do they do? Because tangents start with center. This is my head. This is my center, right? I must stretch half period and half period here. So if I stretch half period and half period, what do you think the half period 4 pi over 3? No, Nicholas. I'm asking Nicholas. Okay, so this is a full period, right? This is a full periods. So what is half a period? Do I just do 4 pi over 3 times what? No, 1 over 2, right? So that's going to be 2 pi over 3, right? So that means I can go in, I can say it start at 0, and this is going to be, I can move here if I wanted to. So it's going to be 2 pi over 3, negative, and this is 2 pi over 3. And then it's going to go with normal tangent graph. That's it. And then you got to check on decimals. Nicholas, you look like you're puzzled.
One's still go in the same places.
Yeah, it's still going to the same places, right here above 1 unit and 1 unit below. So it's gonna go like this. And if you check on decimals, this is how we're gonna check on the decimal. What's 3/4x, right? So that's gonna be 3/4x, and this, and we know that this becomes 2 pi over 3. So 2 pi over 3. And this is going to be negative 2 pi over 3. Like this. Do you see that?
The place where I messed up was trying to do quarter period.
You don't need to do quarter period because the quarter, like here, we just need to figure out what full period and half period is. Now, how do I write my asymptote for this particular case? I can write my asymptote as this. So all asymptote out this is equal to 2 pi over 3 plus 2m pi. I mean, not 2m pi, but plus a full period. What's period?
4 pi over 3.
Yeah, 4 pi over 3. Good. What? Yeah, you would just make fun of Arthur. Now you gotta. Huh? Yeah, you did.
Oh, when I was like, oh my gosh, it's because our coach texted and we had practice today.
Oh, okay.
What did they
I would never make fun of
Yo, you sit.
Okay, so it's gonna be half a period because full period is 4 pi over 3. So it's gonna front 2 pi over 3 and back 2 pi over 3. Does that make sense? Oh, the point? Well, basically, it's gonna be exactly so. So that's a good question. If this is, let's just say this is 1, right? It's gonna go up exactly 1 unit here, exactly 1 unit here. This is kind of served like kind of amplitude-ish, but it's not really amplitude because it will go straight up and straight down. Is that okay?
So is that
Amber says no. Do you understand? Oh.
that's just are the points just like a quarter period out basically?
Yeah, that's a quarter period. You're right. That's a quarter period. That's a quarter period. That's a quarter period. That's a quarter period.
Sorry, that's bad for now.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. Shh.
Does it matter the point, like in that sense?
That point
If I don't go through that point, you'd be like, oh, my points.
that point is not as bad. It's not as bad. Okay, that's
All
not as
you
bad.
want to see right now is the
Right,
the
right, right.
period half period, right?
Now, how much time I have?
It's 204, so 15.
Okay, we have a cotangent graph. What does a cotangent graph look like? Now, cotangent graph, for me, some people think it's harder, but for me, actually, I think it's easier, believe it or not. Because cotangent does start with the asymptote, rather start at the center of the graph. So let's think about this. Tangent start at the center of the graph, which is it start with my head. Okay, but cotangent is actually start with my palm, go into the next palm. So it's actually easier, believe it or not. So remember, tangent and cotangent all have period of what? Period of what? Pi over b, right? So pi, right? So nice thing is cotangent start with the asymptote. They are very, very nice. They start with asymptote, so it's actually good because you don't have to think about too much. This is asymptote right here. Let's start with 0. Your next thing happen is gonna be at pi. Why? Because that's your next asymptote. And your next thing start at is 2 pi. That's gonna be asymptote again. And
Wait, is that 0 on the left?
yeah, 3 pi, and this is 0, right? Now another thing's different with cotangent. It's inverted cotangent. So it looks like this, rather. So it's going the other way. So this is a half period. Just going to go through half here. Is negative tangent shift half period over? Yeah, half period over.
Bro, I spaced it on read instead of.
Mr. Ye so important.
What?
I see Mr. Ye so important.
Haven't shown you owned up there. With D. Chrissy Warburger. You actually.
I don't know why she come to my class. She's not even my administrator.
I don't know. I think she was born up.
I think she just had to pretend that she's working.
She wanted to tell you off for twisting a chair.
Huh? You should have told her to go to Greenwall.
That's Nelp. You know Nelp.
Huh?
People would get fired.
You should have told Christy. I think the Greenwall's class is such a nice teaching. I think you guys
Today
upset
you
a lot.
literally said in class, I don't feel like doing anything today, so we're not
No,
gonna.
no. That's what you said to Greenwall. It's like, Christy,
You're live right now, buddy.
Miss Corper, Mr. Greenwall is the best teacher in this course. You should go visit him.
Does she know anything about him?
Oh yeah, he is.
I'm sure she does. I'm sure she
I didn't say anything bad about Greenwall. Here I say he's the best teacher.
You're watching it.
The webcam isn't live.
He is the best teacher. But he thinks he's the best though, so you gotta go visit him.
It's just negative.
Dude, it's the students that suck. Poor guys have 30% pass rate. It's students that don't try.
They cannot optimal cheat as well as see. That's the greatest line, I think.
If I sneak my phone into this exam, we'll be fine.
Okay, is this okay?
I thought it was your favorite teacher.
Huh?
I thought it was your favorite teacher.
Mr. Grill? Oh, he is. Let's talk about Ye's test. I'm not.
He's the best teacher. Wait, it's a no throw up her.
Yeah, she's the science. She loves Miss Liddell. She likes Greenwall. Nelson.
And I wasn't sleeping today. I was sleeping inside by I think we can talk like in between talks. But she started talking again.
All right, shh. Now let's do some hard one. So the hard one will look like this. Hey, cotangent 2 of 2x minus pi over 3 plus 1. So this is some hard one.
Dude, that's like the baby's on the wheels and you just like take off the wheels and go, hey, go 7 miles an hour.
You know, this one's not gonna be on AP exam, but I'll just show you how to. Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna make it like this.
Yo, Nick, you didn't miss that. Is he cheating the graph right now?
Oh,
No, he just decided to give us like the mega hard question.
All right. So we have this one that looks very ugly. Now I have a b is 2 pi now. I have b is 2 pi. But 2 pi is nothing scary. It's actually changed the scale much more presentable. It's actually changed the scale. So b can have 2 pi like this. This does happen on your AP exam. So then you say, what does 2 pi do? Remember, you can factor out, right? What happened if you factor out 2 pi? So 1 over what? 4 pi, right? Actually, that's not good. Oh, this one is gonna be pi like this. Sorry. So if it is pi like this, it's gonna be 1/4. Is that okay? Why are you bullying Chase like this?
No, I said hi, Chase. He moved me.
That's like Devin. Devin's just ignoring you. I think it's that freshman thing.
I've gotten ego by that.
Huh?
That's not I like the shoes, it's just ego.
Devin. Devin, do you hear what he said? Yeah, he just doesn't.
You one time, Devin, you didn't even acknowledge. Fair enough.
Nah, I chose not to do it. Wait. Spit on. Nick, retalk, I'm sorry.
All right, so I take out 2 pi. So if I take out 2 pi, this becomes 1/4. Do you see that? But this is the first time that I have a b is in terms of pi. But that's nothing scary. It can happen like this, but it's nothing scary. So again, we can figure out what period is. Period is equal to what? It's pi over 2 pi, right? What's pi over 2 pi? 1/2. Okay. It's 1/2. It's okay. Okay, the shift. Well, we don't have amplitude, but the amplitude roughly is equal to, but it's actually none. So
period is 1/2. What do you do when there's no pi?
exactly. You just change your scale to in terms of actual number rather than actual pi. So we know period is half, and we know quarter period. So quarter period is what?
Wait,
1/4.
no. Amplitude is not number 2.
1/8. Good. Okay, what is shift? What is shift? Right or left? Right what? 1/4. Okay. The midline is going to be 1, right? Midline is equal to 1. Pay attention. I'm really, really close to being done. Okay, so we're going to start with a 1. 1 is right here. Y equal to 1. So y equal to 1 right here. Is that okay? Oh, negative. Oh, wait. Negative. Oh, not positive 1. You're right. Good catch. Okay. So right 1/4. How do I go right 1/4? Well, I'm going to go like 1/4 like this. And that's not right. I'm an idiot. Is it 1/4? Is that okay? Right 1/4.
It was like minus 1/4 pi.
Minus half pi. If you divide it by 2 pi.
But there's still a pi, right?
Yeah, but pi cancel. Pi over 2 divided by 2 pi is equal to pi over 4. Is that okay? No, actually not pi over 4. 1/4. Sorry. So it's right 1/4. So it's going to be right here. But remember, cotangents start with what? Cotangents start with the asymptote. So I'm going to go and do the asymptote right here. Is that okay? So cotangents start with the asymptote. Where's the next asymptote occur? 1 period over. So it's 1/4 plus what? 1/2 is equal to what? 3/4. Okay, so this is going to be 3/4, right? Now this is no pi now. Is that okay? Now this is going to be another asymptote. So once you figure out the asymptote, that will be the easy part. Because every asymptote is 4 spaces. Like, this one is, wait, hold on a second. This 1/4. This one's a negative 1/4. Okay. Now it's 1, and then this one's going to be roughly right here. This is the point right here. This is the center, right? It's right between 2 asymptotes. Cotangent is going to go inverted, so it's going to go inverted, but it's 2 units above because the 2 right here is going to give you 2. So it's going to give you like something like this. So there you go. There's 2 periods here. This is a really, really difficult one. I'm only going to give you 1 question homework like this, but you should check your answer, see if your graph is right. But cotangent, I personally like cotangent because cotangent start with the asymptote. But tangent start with a center graph. That means you got to go half period front and half period back. So tangent's like this, right? So it's going half period front and half period back. For tangent, you start right here. So you just have to measure 1 whole period. And the half is going to be where the center is. But cotangent start with the other way. So this is how the graph is going to go. And you can check your graph, see if what is true or false. Check on decimals. You got to check your graph on decimals. I cannot tell you how many times that you had to check the graph on decimals. So today your homework is going to be like, I'm going to give you 1 page that, or I'm going to give you like 3 graph front and 3 graph in back. And in case you make mistake, then you can have redo the one on the bottom. Is that okay? So you're going to have some secant, you have some tangent, some cotangent, and some cosecant. But sine and cosine is basically asks you secant and cosecant. What are you confused about? Now you actually have to do the homework.
Hey, do we have to do the homework on this paper?
Yeah, it's better if you do on this paper because you get used to it.
Which side do we make?
It doesn't look like this when we put it in its house.
It's pretty zoom in a little bit. So this is zoom in. So that is zoom in. Okay, so some people say it's wait, what's the function? Can you tell me what's the function?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. How do I check on decimals? I mentioned.
Y equals 2 cotangent.
Okay. Parenthesis.
2 pi x.
2 pi x.
Minus 1/2 pi.
Minus 1/2.
And parentheses plus 1.
Pi.
Oh, 1/2 pi.
And the minus what? Minus what?
Well, minus 1.
I think
Or
it's plus 1. Okay, so some people says I don't know what this graph look like and this is kind of confusing. So I'm gonna go in to just do a between -2 to +2. And you can say graph y equal to 1, so you can see the midline. So you can see where they're at. It's a half and 1 and the 1.5. Do you see that graph? Is a half. So this is a half, right? This is a half. And this is 0. Right? And that's the center point and going the other way. Okay, you can see that from here, which is here. That's a 2-period graph. But in case you zoom in, you want to see it, change the x-axis to that says -3 to +3. Then that way you can see it a little bit better. If you want to zoom in a little bit, you can see it a little bit. Definitely graph the midline because you're going to go the other way. Is that okay?
I have a question that's not related.
Sure.
Why is your iPad always 9/21 January 9th?
Because that's the first day that the iPhone was introduced. It's Apple thing. It's not my thing.
Wait, so it's not even against your. You can't choose it. It shows the actual time.
I don't know why, and they never fixed a bug before. But that was the first. I think that was the first day iPhone was introduced at that time. And that's Apple's bug. It's not me. I don't get to choose that time.
End the stream.
End of stream. Thank you.